All right, we're live on the air right now.
Yeah.
Hi, everyone. It's Billy with you on this July 18, 2020 day. And as you may have noticed, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the backlash predictions that we did last month. But this month, it's all about the horror show at Extreme Rules. So that's exactly what our predictions are going to be for this. And, you know, Brandon was with me for the backlash predictions, but he's with me again today.
Hello, everybody. Glad to be here yet again.
And yes, guys, for the very first time on any of my channels, we have a brand new person joining the channel for the very first time, and I think he was with us, I believe, for the I think was it for the
Backlash?
I think it may have been for the.
It was Backlash.
Backlash reaction.
It was Backlash. Yeah. We're joined.
Right.
We're not only joined by Brandon, but we're also joined by the great San Antonio icon. Well, not to mention Shawn Michaels, but this guy, Heyman Charlie.
What's going on, guys? And it's fitting that I make my debut on one of your channels on a reaction of a show called The Horror Show, since my main forte in YouTube is horror movies. So that is quite poetic.
Very quiet. Well. Hope you guys are you ready to do further predictions, guys?
I'm ready.
Yeah.
All right, we have 8 matches on the card for this pay-per-view. And before we get started, I just want to inform you guys that SummerSlam was supposed to take place in Boston this year, but it's still going to go on, but it's been moved to the WWE Performance Center in Orlando, which is not too far from here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we'll still do our SummerSlam predictions next month, but Brandon, you and I will be here. But Charlie, I don't know if you're going to be around because I know your daughter's going to come, so we'll have April and I to join us in your substitution on this August. So be on the lookout for it, guys. So as I said, 8 matches on the card. First one is for the WWE Championship. We don't know what the match type is going to be, but we do know the competitors are going to be Drew McIntyre, the current WWE Champion, against Dolph Ziggler. And Charlie, since you're new to the channel, I'm going to start with you.
Oh, hands down, Drew McIntyre. Like
Hands
I
down,
predict,
yep, depending on the matchup it's going to be. Brandon?
I agree with Charlie on this one. Drew McIntyre.
Yep. I have to go Drew McIntyre as well. Before we talk about more on the next match, what are your thoughts? What are your on your little let's see. What are your favorite storylines of this rivalry between Ziggler and McIntyre, guys?
Good
yeah,
question.
and by the way, my good friend Josh, who was with me for episode 301 of Friday's Legit 6295, just joined us in the chat room. DC Comics Man 2004. And Josh, how you doing, big guy? Welcome to the show. All right, so anyway, guys, again, your storylines on the rivalry.
Oh, God. I'll let Charlie go first on this one.
Yes, this is new to the channel. Charlie, go ahead.
To be honest, I've not been that big of a fan of the storyline just because, excuse me, because these Dolph Ziggler has pretty much come and gone in terms of the what do you call it? In terms of the title opportunities. It kind of reminds me of instead of this, it should have been me with his feud with Kofi Kingston last year. He now says, "You're champion because of me." The only thing I've liked of this storyline, and it had nothing to do really with Dolph Ziggler, was but he brought him in, was Heath Slater. The little thing with Heath Slater and Drew McIntyre a few weeks ago on Raw. That was like the only, because I thought Slater cut his best promo of his career.
I would have to say so because I think ever since Drew McIntyre became the new WWE champion at WrestleMania, I thought to me that it was probably one of the biggest, probably the greatest championships that he's ever won. Well, his first championship he ever in this year, but I don't think Dolph Ziggler has ever won a major title ever since cashing in Money in the Bank over Alberto Del Rio. I believe 7 years ago on Raw when he cashed in on Alberto Del Rio to win the World Heavyweight Championship.
That's
Yeah,
right.
the only titles he's ever really been around are that he's won since then is the tag team with McIntyre, the Intercontinental title. That's really it. Like I look at Dolph Ziggler still, even though he is a former world champion, I look at him as a mid carder, and even at times of
Let me tell you, Dolph Ziggler has been world heavyweight champion before. He won a few major titles in WWE, but however, he has never been WWE champion.
Yes. And he's had multiple opportunities for that title.
But the few times he has failed to win it.
Yes.
And tomorrow night he will get his opportunity at Extreme Rules, which we don't know what the match type is going to be. Okay, next, Asuka defends her Raw Women's title against Sasha Banks.
All right. Well,
Which you know is the cousin of WWE Hall of Famer and hip hop icon Snoop Dogg.
oh yeah, true that. All right. Well, for this match though, I mean, it's I would love if I would see Sasha winning that title, she also become a double champion as well, along with get to that another certain individual in a moment, but
Let me guess, Baby.
Yes, exactly.
Bailey, yes. We'll get to that in a little while, but back to the Asuka Sasha match for the Raw Women's title.
Yeah, back for the Asuka versus Sasha Raw Women's title. I think I gotta go with Asuka for the win.
Charlie?
I think this is going to be another one of the matches that's going to be like the sleeper hit of the night. I've enjoyed both Asuka and Sasha. I think they've been some of the standouts during the empty arena or crowd shows that they've had. But yeah, like I wouldn't mind if Sasha won, but I'm going with Asuka on this one as well.
Yeah, I think we may have a few crowds coming in to the WWE Performance Center for a time match, but I don't think we ever had a single match title change in a long time. Ever since we had those huge crowds back in February, I believe. We had not had a gigantic crowd for a pay-per-view since February when we had the Elimination Chamber,
or should I say the Excruciation Chamber.
Yeah.
which debuted at the 2002 Survivor Series.
Yeah. Oh my God, this year was
terrible. I think one of the best matches that was definitely the chamber match between in which Shawn Michaels won against his Generation X partner Triple H.
Yeah. Survivor Series 02 is probably one of the best pay-per-views probably in the last 20 years.
Probably one of the best WWE pay-per-views to ever be hosted at Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
Well, the number two, I should say, because the number one definitely had to be WrestleMania 20.
Yeah.
Yeah, which Eddie lied, cheated, and steal to retain the WWE title. But what most importantly, one of the best matches that I ever seen in that pay per view was definitely that three-way matchup between that huge triple threat match between Triple H, Shawn Michaels, and Chris Benoit.
Yep.
Yes.
That was the match of the evening, and I'm glad that the JR and the King called it.
Mm-hmm. Oh yes.
Yeah, and that was between because with that huge celebration that with Eddie Guerrero and Benoit both made they both rest in peace. That was to me was definitely the greatest moment I've ever seen in any of the WrestleManias I've ever watched.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, that definitely had to be. Oh yeah, Josh said Madison Square Garden. I remember that place. Justin Bieber had a performance there. But yeah, let's not try to get off topic, Josh. This is very important.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no problem.
But what we can get on topic though is that is the SmackDown Women's Championship match between Bayley, the current champion, and Nikki Cross.
Oh boy.
I think. Let me start by saying that Bayley has been holding on to the SmackDown Women's Championship for way too long now. I think we're going to have a new champion.
Yeah.
We definitely need a new champion because Bayley, as I said, Bayley has been holding on to it for quite some time. Do you agree, gentlemen?
Yeah, I agree.
All right, Charlie, do you agree we will have a new champion?
I do agree that she's held it for way too long, but I still think they're saving the match between her and Sasha for Sasha to win. So my prediction on this match, I like Nikki, but I think Bayley's going to retain.
Even though the Bayley does lose the SmackDown Women's Championship to Nikki Cross, she'll still remain the one half of the women's tag team champions.
Yep, true that.
Well, by the way, Josh actually has a SmackDown versus Raw 2010 for the PlayStation 2.
Oh, nice, Josh.
Well, for me, I do have, but I actually have that game as well. But I had the Wii version of the game, which is the same, which the graphics are the same as the PlayStation 2 version, but the PS3 and Xbox 360 versions are a little different.
Oh yeah.
Now the next two matches, I'm not really my cup of tea, and those are the two matches that Brandon and I are not going to be happy with. First one, Braun Strowman, Bray Wyatt, in a Wyatt Swamp fight.
Oh boy.
Well, Charlie, let's go ahead and start with you. What are your thoughts on this?
Well, I feel like they've jumped the shark when it comes to these cinematic matches. I like that we've gotten like Colt Lee or Bray Wyatt for a cup of coffee because I do think this is all leading to the Fiend to win the Universal title at SummerSlam. The thing is, the title's not on the line, so either man can win or lose, and Braun could win. And all Bray has to do is come back as the Fiend because that's the only thing that he has left to face Braun. Bray could win, but then it make Braun look weak as if even if he loses to the Fiend.
Now, did Braun Strowman actually win the Universal Championship over Goldberg?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
yeah, I think it was against Goldberg. I think it was against Goldberg.
Yeah, or should I say Oldberg?
Goldberg.
Yeah. Well, you have to give credit to Goldberg. He's truly by far the greatest champion in the history of WCW. We know that.
Oh yes, true that.
I will probably pick Braun Strowman to win. You know, like even though I don't like Braun, but I will pick him.
Yep, I have to agree. Braun Strowman, Power Slam, plants Bray Wyatt with the Power Slam. 1, 2, 3, he wins.
Yeah, I go Braun too.
Yep. Now the next matchup is totally one of the stupidest stipulations I've ever seen in WWE history. An eye for an eye match between Seth Rollins and Rey Mysterio.
My God.
Well, here's the thing. Now Ray's already starting to wear an eye patch in his mask. So, and I'm sorry, but this is Lucha Underground type stuff. But at least with Lucha Underground, it makes sense in that world.
Yeah, and I think with Rey Mysterio competing in that match, Charlotte, I think there's a possibility that that his son Dominic will be cheering Rey on the ringside, if not backstage.
Now also remember, Rey is still not signed a contract with WWE yet. He's on a handshake agreement currently. As far as I know, I haven't heard anything new about him signing a contract. So that may play in a factor on who wins. So with that being said, what we're going by right now with everything, I actually am going to pick. I'm going to pick. What do you call it?
Seth Rollins
to win. Yeah.
Well, Mysterio may not have a contract, but he's probably one of my best Lucha Libre icons ever. And I think even though he does have an eye patch and near his mask, and I think Rey Mysterio has really had enough with Seth Rollins. So I think Mysterio is going to get the 619 on Seth Rollins and taking one of his eyes out of his eyeballs out of his eye. I think Rey Mysterio is going to win the match. What do you think, Brandon? Do you think Mysterio is going to win?
Well, what Charlie's been saying, what Charlie was going to say, he's, he doesn't have a contract yet with WWE though, and all that, and although he had a patch on his eye on the mask though, I would say this, I know with one of the best Lucha Libre superstars has ever had to offer, been doing it for a very long time, but I will say though, when I'm going to do this, I'm just going to go ahead and go to random.org. And I'm going to do my little toss-up on that too. So,
all right. So we have one vote for Rollins, one vote for Mysterio, and then I think a half a vote between both competitors.
Because the other issue is that besides the obvious. No contract. Theoretically, since his contract expired, he doesn't have a no-compete clause. Ray could technically, if he wanted to, beat Rollins, and then this Wednesday pop up on AEW Dynamite and accept Cody's challenge. In theory. So if I was WWE,
I know that Brandon will talk more about that AEW title match that. Coming up on episode 41 on the Rain Ray podcast.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Well, yeah, we'll just have to wait till this. Well, mostly we'll have to wait till what they say this Wednesday night on TNT to find out exactly what happens. As Excalibur, Jim Ross, and Tony Schiavone called that huge match. But anyway, let's get back to the swing of things here and go on to the next match, which is for the United States Championship. Apollo Crews defends his title against MVP.
And I do want
let's start this. Let's start off before we get to our predictions. Let's start off that the design of the United States Championship sucks. It really does.
Yeah.
Oh my God. My God, to be honest,
that was probably one of the worst designs I've ever seen. Well, by far, I think the best by far the worst, because the second worst had to be that spin, that the little WWE logo spinning inside the title. That was designed by John Cena. The one that debuted just a couple months ago, just a couple weeks ago on Raw. That was designed by MVP.
Yeah, it's just, it doesn't even look like, let's say, for example, the WCW United States Championship. That's not even close.
It's nowhere near close from the United States Championship that WCW had.
Exactly. I mean, I'm thinking of it like, oh my god.
Yeah, but as far as WCW title belts go, I think the WCW title and I think the television title had to be by far one of the best in my opinion. Well, along with the cruiserweight title.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
But
back.
but I don't think MVP is going to have a chance of winning the title. I think Apollo Crews is going to hold on to it.
Yeah, I'll go for Apollo Crews.
Charlie, what you got?
Apollo Crews as well. Like
Oh.
I like MVP. I've been a fan of his. I'm liking the pair between him and Lashley. The one who needs a title is not MVP, it's Lashley. And so if it was Lashley against Apollo, I'd pick Lashley. But in this case, Apollo for the win.
Well, Bobby Lashley came very close from becoming WWE champion at Backlash, but he's not.
Yeah.
But he's not scheduled to compete in a title match in this month's pay-per-view. But this next one is for the WWE SmackDown Tag Team Championships in a tables match. We have the current tag team champions, the New Day, which features Big E and the former WWE champion Kofi Kingston against Cesaro and Shinsuke Nakamura.
Oh, that's right.
Okay.
Sorry, Ryo.
That's okay. I'm gonna go with. I go with the New Day retaining titles.
Oh no.
Well, we know WrestleMania last year became Kofi Mania. I think it's gonna be Kofi Mania again. The New Day retains their title.
Honestly, I'm sick to death of New Day holding those titles, but I get why, because there's no other teams right now that are worth anything in the division, at least on SmackDown. So with that being said, New Day for the win.
Yeah. I think they're probably I think they're probably by far the longest reigning tag team champions in the history of SmackDown.
Yeah, I'm just sick that it's kind of like.
The final match on this card, guys, is going to be a big one. It's going to be a bar fight between Sheamus, the Celtic Warrior, and Jeff Hardy. I'm not really familiar with it. But let's start by saying that I'm not really familiar with this bar fight stipulation. As long as I'm not familiar with this eye for an eye match stipulation.
If it reminds me of that invitational back at Vengeance 03, I think the APA hosts like this bar invitational that had Doink the Clown and Spanky, who was Brian Kendrick back then. They're not gonna have it like that because it was on the stage. It was like underneath, like right below the stage.
The Vengeance had the Brian Kendrick and Doink the Clown.
Yeah, with the APA and a few others in the bar, like an invitational bar fight.
The Undertaker is already in the WWE Hall of Fame, but you know who else? The WWE superstars from back in the day should be inducted into the Hall of Fame? Definitely Doink.
Yeah.
Doink the Clown passed away. I think Doink should be inducted to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, no, I agree. But as far as the bar fight match, Jeff lost to Sheamus at a Backlash. I think Jeff gets his win back on this show. I picked Jeff for the win.
I agree. I go Jeff Hardy.
Yep, I'm going with Jeff Hardy as well. But we'll just have to see how it goes, guys. I know this is going to be a big pay-per-view. I know it's going to be WrestleMania. We had Money in the Bank. We had Backlash. I think by far, this is most likely going to be the fourth pay-per-view that the WWE Performance Center has hosted this year. With the first being with WrestleMania being the first.
Yes, that's right.
Okay. Yeah, it was sad to see that Dwayne the Clown passed away. I would agree, Josh. But hope you guys have enjoyed this Extreme Rules predictions. I know that Charlie. I would just want to thank you for being a part of it, and
Yeah,
and
anytime.
Brandon, and hopefully Charlie will get all three of us to get together tomorrow for the reaction video on Brandon's channel for Extreme Rules.
Oh
And
yeah,
I know Tom Phillips from Monday Night Raw will be calling. I know Tom Phillips will be calling the matches on the Raw side, while Michael Cole and Corey Graves will be calling the matches on the SmackDown side of the pay per view.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I'll be there. This time I'm gonna set my clock and everything and get ready right before showtime because
Well, it does start at 7/6 Central, so be on the lookout.
Oh yeah.
All right,
Do
well,
they even have a
hope
pre-show?
you guys enjoy it, and we'll see y'all in the next video coming soon. Take it easy, y'all.
See you later. Take a little time and we